Hey friends, this is T again with another reaction video, and today we're going to be doing a reaction on black women are going after each other over voting against Kamala Harris. Now, this is Anton Daniels, the guy with the cap, glasses, and the beard. He runs this channel. He has another channel, the Millionaire Money Show, and other channels too as well. And when you normally have like panels like this, it's usually about relationships, but sometimes politics and other subjects spill into these discussions, which I find very fascinating. Now, do I do a reaction to all of them? No, I think I've done one, maybe two before, but sometimes when the subject is very interesting, I'll decide to go ahead and do it. Now, what I like about this particular discussion they're about to have is that how black men and black women see things when it comes down to not only relationships, but how the world works, like politics or what have you, right? And a lot of the times the women look at it differently than the men do. And I love it the way Anton breaks it down when it comes down to these discussions, because a lot of the times, a lot of these people don't know what's going on in the world, especially in the political world. And I love it when black men break it down like that. I think it's good. I think it's helpful not only for the people on the panel, but also the people that's watching. Because sometimes you'll get on these panels, black panels, and then they'll just be, talking about color or gender and things of that sort. But they never really get into the meat of what's really affecting black people. Now, normally I don't care. I look at the world as people. Okay, I'm not looking at people colors or their genders or anything like that. It's just people. All of us are affected about what goes on in our politics or whatever's going on in the world. Okay, and I think that's important. And I just find it very fascinating. And I got my opinions about the whole situation. Okay, and I'll be stopping this video periodically. I will leave the link down, that way you can just watch it uninterrupted like I usually do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this reaction. But before we do, please like, subscribe, and share this video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, that way you know whenever we come out with new videos. Okay, all right, let's get started.
That's what's frustrating.
No, that's cap.
That's what's frustrating because y'all are sitting here saying that we are. No, let me get this off real quick because it's
okay. Now this is what I had a problem with when it comes down to black panels. They get very emotional. They can't just have a regular discussion. Now Anton's is the best that I've seen when it comes down to these discussions, but sometimes it does go out of control when people start talking over each other. And I thought Q, now this is Q right here. I think she's supposed to be like running the discussion. She's supposed to intervene and just help make sure that, these discussions move along smoothly. But a lot of the time she don't say anything. She just sit there. And then usually Anton got to intervene. And even though this is Anton's channel, I think he expect her to do something, but like I said, a lot of the time they be cutting each other off because people get emotional. Anton doesn't, but a lot of the times the women do on these on this panel. All right, so let's go ahead and continue.
It's really annoying because this is why we get nowhere. This is why we get nowhere as a community, because it's you, it's not us, it's not me, it's you. It's like, baby, there are issues within our community that we both are at fault for. Like Terry just said, in order for us to actually make the changes for progress, we both have to come to it and say, what? As a black man, right? As a black man, we did kind of drop the ball with our families. We didn't. Did we?
We've already done that. We've done that for years. We've done that for years. Man,
we didn't force.
Now, okay, yeah, it's everybody is to blame. We human beings on the planet. The good things that happen, I usually give credit to God for that. But, people are on the planet that do good things and build good things, create good things, whatever. But we also add to the degeneracy of the world. All of us are to blame for that. But when it comes down to relationships, we're just talking about the black community right now because that's what they're talking about. The women always want to blame the men, and the men usually like to blame the women. The men are supposed to be the lead of the family, just like any other race. We're supposed to be the lead of the family. If you decide to get married and have children, you ought to take the lead. You ought to go out there and make the money the best way you can, honestly, and then also lead your family into something better. Now, the problem with modern dating these days is that women don't want to listen to men now because now they're making money, they're doing what they want, and so now like the marriage rates is down. They don't want to have kids now, and they want to do whatever they want to do, and they chase after the high value men, the men that are making the most money. We're talking about NBA players, football players, accountants, anybody just making like six figures and up. These are what the women are chasing. And it's a small percentage of those men. Now, the red pill covers all of that, right? But the problem is when it comes down to the black community, there's a lack of respect that women have for most men. Okay. If you're not making six figures and up, if you're not tall, good looking, all that kind of stuff, a lot of the times black women do not have respect for you. And I don't care what they look like. They could be highly attractive or they can be mid, but either case, the respect isn't there. I mean, you can tell by the way this woman is talking. She's very aggressive and she is basically talking over everybody. Usually she probably wouldn't talk over him. But one thing I can say about Anton, he's very patient because he wants to have a civil discussion. He don't want, a bunch of emotion and back and forth. He just want to talk about this stuff, right? But you can tell this woman already is very emotional about this. I believe she believes that that black men are the cause of most of the problems. And for some reason, the black men need to fix things. And we can get more into that. I just want to hear what else you got to say.
We didn't, y'all love referring back to.
Again, you're talking
y'all
as
got
a
it.
man. You're talking as
You know
a
what?
man.
What I had to say didn't matter.
Let her finish. Let her finish.
No, I'm finished.
Okay, well, Daz, listen, this the most important part right here. If we don't recognize the mistakes of the past, we can never get to the future. Because listen, if black women don't recognize that they did something wrong that got us to this point, then in the future, y'all can be finessed again.
That's not
okay. I like the point he just made, right? What it is, and we go back way back when they had that discussion where the black family was intact, even during slavery days or Jim Crow or whatever the situation is. The family unit overall was intact. But then I think in history, the government offered black women money in order for them to get that government money, they had to pretty much kick the black man out of their home. Now, I'm not saying, I had this discussion with my sister. Yes, there was some abuse back then and there were some men not doing what they're supposed to do. But in general, mostly the family unit was intact. Now, women, I don't know what percentage it was, decided to go with the free money. And so they end up kicking that out. And that was the purpose of it, to split up the family. Because back in the day, and this is what I find interesting, because they don't teach this in school. Back in the day, black people was flourishing. They were getting houses, they were getting cars. Even the white man was promoting to them so they can sell them cars and houses and stuff. Now, there was a lot of cheating and lying that came along with it, so they can get these black people money. But, black people still was flourishing better than now. They were making money. But then, like I say, I guess somebody couldn't handle it. So they decided to not only make them Democrat, but also make them lose all that money and get into drugs, splitting up the family, becoming baby mamas. I mean, this is the result of all that. But I agree with them. Now women have the opportunity, black women have the opportunity now to see how the world really works and how these other groups split up the family, and they can course correct. They can now, ignore all these, shiny little things that the government and all these people are showing them to go after, when they can just start following the man again, give him respect, start building family, start, not arguing with other black women who want these things, who want to respect their husband. Look at Simone Biles. She loved her husband. She showed him respect. And what do black women do? Not all black women. I just want to make it clear. But a lot of black women got online and start, talking bad about her husband, talking about she's a slave and all this other stuff, right? You can tell they drunk the Kool-Aid, basically, okay? And they need to start, supporting women like that who wants family, who want to respect their man, because that's very, very important. But we're going to get more into that as we go on.
Not true. That's not
never true.
That's not true. There is value. No. There's value in understanding what happened in the past. There's value in understanding where things come from and all of that. But the truth of the matter is, if you want to change something, you have to acknowledge what you're trying to change and do it. You have to do it. So regardless of where it came from, where are we trying to go? Oh, I got to earn your trust. You got to earn mine. Okay, so that means I need to operate the way I want things to go, and you need to do the same thing.
Yeah, you're trying to move on the solution. Look at this right here. If they don't acknowledge, let's just say, hey, y'all, forget what happened. Let's just move on. And 10 years down the line, the government come out of nowhere with this magical program. Hey, we're going to give all black women houses and food for their kids, but you can't have no niggas staying there. Y'all gonna fall for it again.
No.
Yeah, he making the point. Yes, they will, because they doing it now. I mean, the way that they is look. You can vote Democrat for Kamala Harris, or you can vote for Trump. That's on you. That's not the point of this video. I'm not talking political stuff, but I'm just using this as an example. Now, Kamala Harris, as of right now, she has not put out any policies. You know, all she's talking about is LGBTQ. She's talking about people talking about her being black. There's debate on that. They're talking about her being a woman. There's not a lot of debate on that, but it is what it is. But either way, a lot of black women are supporting her now. Before, they was like, you know, they were talking about Gaza and all these other things at first. But now that Biden dropped out and she joined it seemed like all of that just went out the window now. Now it's just about supporting this black woman who's not talking about any policies. So they already fallen for these things. Now, am I saying that Kamala Harris is not going to come out with any policies? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying right now, so far, she haven't said any policies right now. You know, she been just talking word salad. She haven't said anything about, you know, the inflation helping the economy, none of that. Fracking, all this kind of stuff. She said stuff like this in the past, and usually it was negative. But now she's not really saying what she's going to do now. But black women, they don't care. And they even admitted it on his panel, on Anton's panel. One black woman said she don't care. She going to vote for her because she's a black woman, which I'm keep on saying is in debate right now. Because, like I said, I don't want to get into all that. But either case, this is what he's talking about. All the government have to do is come out with something that black women like. And even if it's against the black man, they're going to take it. In most cases, not all cases, but in most cases. And the same thing is going to happen again because it's happening right now.
Y'all really have to grow up. Like you really have to grow up. Like these talking points just.
You see the way she's talking to them, the disrespect, and that's the problem in the black community. You know, black women, like, especially when they're aggressive and things like that, and usually liberal, they are very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? They have no respect for the man. Now, if these guys on this panel were single and NBA players or something like that, she'll have a different attitude in most cases. She'll be a little bit more respectful because she feel like she can gain more from that. But she probably feel like she ain't getting nothing from none of these men. And she probably don't want none of them. Anton's married, so she knows she ain't going there. But these rest of these men, she don't want nothing. When women, especially black women, and we talking about black women right now, when they feel like they can't get nothing from you and you don't have any other type of qualities that they find, you know, attractive or whatever the situation is, you can feel the disrespect. And that's what she's giving them right now.
For shock value.
This is the truth.
No, this is not the truth. What happened back in the 50s and the 60s when they incentivized these programs for broken, destitute black women and black people, it's not the same as what's going on today. Y'all have to stop and evolve your level of thinking, okay? We are both no, because you do a lot of talking and not enough listening from me, and you only regurgitate the same nonsense just to try to
see, look how aggressive she is. She already offended. So you know this is strictly emotion right here. And look at Daniel Anton, man. He just smiling because he letting her just go ahead and hang herself, man, basically, right? Because he knows she's going to say a bunch of nonsense and she's emotional right now. So he's not going to jump into it. He's just going to let her go ahead and talk and just pretty much set herself up for him to come in, swoop in, and then set her straight. Not saying that it's going to work on her, but I'm just saying that I've watched enough of these to see how Anton work, which is very, very fascinating. And I like that very much.
To land on a point that is pointless. because what you're saying doesn't help at all, right? So at the end of the day, right, we both have work to do as Black men and Black women within this community. We are never going to, okay, so we're at fault. Black women are at fault. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. We understand that. And we want to fix it. Can the Black man also say, you know what? There are some areas we dropped the ball as well, because it can't all be. You so quick to keep saying that. Can I finish, love? Like I know.
That's all I said. We've done that.
Yeah, but you said that already. I know that you said that already.
No, hold on. Let her finish.
Like it's so annoying. It's like y'all can't. It's almost like it's hard for y'all to sit here and be like, y'all want us to take all the accountability and all the fault and everything, and we do. We've been.
No, you don't. Basically, Black men want Black women to fall in line, and I know that sounds harsh, and it sounds like, oh, we ain't in the '60s no more. We can do whatever we want, but that's the problem. That's the problem. Because a lot of Black women are highly educated and they're making a lot of money, they have no respect for the Black man anymore. They got what they want. Now they want even more than they want in the past. Back in the day, man, women valued marriage. They valued the men that they married, and they wanted children by these men. Now they just trying to have be baby mamas with famous guys and stuff, guys with a whole bunch of money. It's all about the money. And if you don't got the money, you don't get the respect. And that's what it's about. That's why she's talking to them the way she's talking to them. Because to her, they beneath her. They beneath her. So she kind of talking to them like children in a way. She don't got no respect for none of these men. She might have some respect for Anton, but I have a feeling because she seems so masculine that I don't think she even have respect for him either. So that's why she talking, because she don't have to talk this way. She don't even have to be emotional about it, but yet she is.
Carrying y'all on our backs and making excuses for bums for centuries, okay? And so now what we're saying is, can we both come together and say, you know what? Because we are both involved in this community, there were things that we both did incorrectly which contributed to the demise of our community. That is the only way we're ever going to fix anything. But I keep saying, and then you say, what is it, Cole, or I am Cole? You said, Cole. Okay, we did say that. Okay, Cole. Okay, excuse me. You did say
what I was saying is that men for years have been saying we apologize.
Okay, so
we're trying to
okay. So what I'm saying is this. What you're saying is one thing, but how have Black men as a collective done anything about the situation?
Okay, this is what they want. Now, all you need to do is look at Tyler Perry movies. They want Black men on their knees begging for these women forgiveness and call them queens. That's not going to make you masculine right there. And the women are not going to respect you if you do something like that. You put her on a pedestal, she's not going to respect you. Plain and simple, she's not. But that's what she's talking about. Y'all need to get on your knees and call us queens now. And bash whatever we want, and we're going to do very little for you. Cooking, cleaning, making a sandwich, oh no. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they're talking about. And they got these high expectations, very high expectations that most men can't meet. Like I said, if you ain't making six figures and up, having a six-pack, good-looking, tall, all these things, and everything else, dress well, because it's a thing on YouTube where guys, it's like a dating thing where they'll come in and women will have balloons and they'll pop the balloons, and then when the lady asks them why they pop the balloons, a lot of the time I don't like the way he's dressed. He could be good-looking. He could be tall, but because she don't like his shoes or something like that, his pants are too tight. I'm like, seriously? And then you find out they like baby mamas to 4 kids with 4 different fathers. I'm talking, look, that's what I'm talking about, man. Impossible standards for impossible women. It's crazy, man. But this is what she's talking about. Y'all need to do better. Y'all need to not only make a ton of money, but you need to also get on your knees and let me do whatever I want. Call me queen while I'm doing it. That's what she's talking about.
How have Black men tried? If you're saying that we said it is our fault, okay.
Are you asking me a question? Are you asking me a question?
Please, if you have the answer.
Between 2023 and 2024, Black men, they said Black men are the most fathers in the home. That's the start. black men have been entrepreneurs. They're starting businesses. They have jobs. That's a start. For years, black men have said to black women, hey, we apologize. It's our fault. We effed up. We've said that. Black women as a whole haven't said to black men, look, y'all, we effed up. Sorry. It's always, it's not our fault.
And you
it was that. That's it.
You see what she just did while he was talking? It's like it meant absolutely nothing. She probably didn't even hear half the stuff he said. She just went on doing something. You can hear the crackling in the background. It's almost like she pretty much ignored him. The lack of respect. And this is what they're talking about right here. That's why black men are being passport bros now. They're going overseas. And there's a reason behind it. And I definitely want to get into that discussion, though, before this video is over, okay? But let's continue.
That's it.
Okay,
Black men have said, with no excuses, black men have said, look, it's our fault.
I honestly haven't heard that from a majority of black men. I have not heard that yet, but if that's what you're saying, okay. Have I seen the work being done to correct certain things? Okay, you're saying within just this last year that they have become more involved in their families. They've become.
And I'm also wondering, he keeps saying they're apologizing. Apologizing for what? Most women go after the small percentage of men who can get a bunch of women. Of course, they're not going to have any respect when you chasing F-boys. Guys, famous dudes, rappers, all these dudes, right? They going to continue. Even when they have a relationship with you, they still going to fool around on you, most likely. So what are these men apologizing for? Because most men aren't doing all this stuff that these women are talking about. Most men want to be married. They want a good woman on their side, and they want to have kids. It's becoming very difficult now because inflation and everything else is going on in this planet. But most men want this. Except the men that these women won't. Because these women don't want to be wives. They want to go out there and do whatever they want. They're talking about they don't want no kids because they want to be selfish. It's all about me. It's very interesting. And like I say, man, this woman, like, she wants... And I'm making an assumption here. I don't know this for a fact, but I've seen women like this. They want the 20% of men, the ones that are making all this money, good looking, all that kind of stuff, to fall in line, to put her on a pedestal, buy her whatever she wants, call her queen, all these other things, right? That's what she wants. She don't care about the 80% of guys. She really don't care. She don't care if those dudes say they sorry. That means nothing to her. And probably most of these women. Now, I'm not saying these women, and I want to make a disclaimer. I'm not saying these women are terrible people. It's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about their expectations. Okay? They want something that most of them can't get, and they pissed about it. Not saying anything about any of these women on the panel, including this one. Even though I say she act a little masculine and, you know, she like really argumentative, that's just a critique. It's not saying that she's an awful person or anything like that. I'm just making a critique. That's it. You know, and some people get offended by it. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, you know, they want these certain amount of men, and then when they get them, they expect these men to treat them like queens. They don't want, like I said, they don't want to cook. And a lot of them don't want no babies, except by an NBA player, because they'll date these men for the longest, and not give them a baby. But then as soon as they break up and get with an NBA player or somebody famous, all of a sudden they popping out babies like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Lack of respect, lack of love, and all of that.
More involved with their children.
Well, I'm not saying
they're just now creating businesses.
I'm not saying just in this. I'm not saying that's just in this last year. I'm saying.
Well, you just said between 22 and 24.
I said it was that. What the article I read, that's just when it was reported. I don't.
Oh, okay.
Statistics.
Oh, okay. No, and I love that. I love the fact that black men are becoming more entrepreneurial, that they are getting involved in their communities. But all of this back and forth, it's you, it's not me, it's not me. It's just, it's redundant. And it gets
okay. Also, a lot of these guys are making a mistake. When you, like I said, I know this is a panel, a discussion, which is fine. They can have the discussion, but they don't respect the men that's going online complaining. They think men like that are weak. when they go online complaining about their life and complaining about women and all this kind of stuff. And somewhat they are correct. I ain't saying that they really weak, but these guys really don't need to be showing themselves like that because they look weak in front of these women. Okay? So that's what she's talking about. But see, she knows that the kind of man that she really wants is not going to apologize. He'll never apologize for what he do. You look at Leonardo DiCaprio. You think he's going to apologize for jumping from one woman to the next? He's not apologizing, and none of them mad at him. Only reason why they mad at him because he won't go over 25. Other than that, they don't care. They don't care about LeBron James and what he do. You know what I'm saying? If he was single, or any other of these guys doing all this kind of stuff, they don't care, and they don't expect no apologies from them. They want what they call simps to apologize to when they go to the club, buy me drinks just to talk to me, knowing that the guys they won't do that, but they want these simps to do it. Now, these women do get their revenge on these men. That they do want the 20% of men after marriage. See, they got to get that ring first, that legal paper. Then that's when they're going to start treating these men with disrespect. Because even when they marry these guys, these rich guys they say they want, then all of a sudden that disrespect come out when they realize they got these guys by the gonads. Okay? So the respect is never there. It's not for the guys that consider simps. It's not for the guys that consider rich. Because the disrespect is all through the community. From the projects to the penthouse. Doesn't even matter. It's a terrible thing. And women don't seem to understand that. But we're going to get more into that. But I just want to hear more from them.
Exactly. That's the point. That's what we get.
So what do we do now? So if you're wrong and I'm wrong. All right. So if you're wrong, admittedly so. I'm wrong, admittedly so. How do we fix it?
Okay,
hold on. Let me jump in this real quick.
Yeah, he was just biting at the bit, man, to say something, but he just wanted her to get it all out so he can cover it. And I like the way his mind thinks.
My God, Jazz pissing me off.
I'm sure. I pissed everybody off on this panel.
No, because you just
y'all want to sit here and say black women ain't shit. We ain't never gonna be shit.
Nobody said that.
No, that's exactly what y'all want us to say.
No, I'm not gonna say that
because that's what y'all believe. But yet y'all can't stop impregnating black women without marrying.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that. Just
that's how y'all feel.
And that's where the personal attacks, because somebody treated her like that. It must have been an experience. That's why she's like this, so emotional. Again, I'm not trying to talk down about this woman or anything like that. Not saying she's a terrible person. Just criticizing, okay? I'm doing a critique about how they do. Because I watch a lot of debates and I find them fascinating. But it's easy to follow them when everybody keep their emotions in check. But sometimes people just go off the rails over emotional stuff. And this woman is definitely one of them. All of a sudden now she's starting to do hominem attacks. That's the word, I think. Just go personal. Just go off the rails.
The same way I said black men have said, it's our fault. We apologize without giving any excuses on the back end.
Now, I can feel the when he keeps saying that. We saying it's our fault. You can tell Anton, like, why are you saying that, man? Probably all the other brothers are probably thinking that too. Why you keep saying that? We apologize. Apologize for what? Because he never specified. If you notice that. He never, what we apologizing for? And even if we are wrong, why would we apologize over that? I mean, look, these women date white men. They not asking these white men to apologize. I mean, if anybody had more reason to say that they got harmed or treated like crap, is usually they point to the white man. But when they get with these men, the requirements isn't for them to apologize. So I don't know why he keeps saying that, but let's continue.
Instead of saying, "Oh, well, they did that," but no.
What are you apologizing for?
Right.
We talking about
people gotta start taking responsibility for everybody else.
Well, I mean, we've had to apologize, right? Y'all don't have anything to apologize for?
I don't want no apology from nobody, especially that ain't did shit to me. I don't know why we hell been on making everybody take accountability for some shit that other niggas did. I'm not apologizing what some other niggas did.
Let me tell you something, bro. I don't care about what black women think anymore. at all.
That's what I love about Anton, man. He says it straight, man. I mean, but it makes it more interesting watch when he does that, and especially when he does it calmly, because he don't lose his cool about it. Sometimes he'll be very passionate about certain situations, but usually it comes from logic, and that's what you need and stuff like this, emotion. But he knows what he's about to say is going to trigger, especially this one right here. It could probably go in one ear and out the other, most likely.
Oh, not even a little bit.
Well, why are we here?
No, because you have your own opinion, and you can choose to care or not care. We're here to have a conversation.
But if you don't care how we think, then why are we here?
I said I don't care how y'all feel. And
no, you said think.
Okay, I don't care what black women think or how they feel. How about that?
Okay. So why are we here?
So, but because see, Jazz, you need to do a little bit more listening. The same way that you just said, because I wasn't finished. The reason I don't care about what they think or what they feel is because their actions communicate something completely different than what they say. And their actions are saying, fuck what black men is talking about. We gonna vote the way that we want to vote. Let's go back to this whole face of rebellion. And one of the reasons why we talk about the face of rebellion.
Okay, I heard this term before, right? And I think I might have heard it on one of their panels or something, right? This face of rebellion. From my understanding of this is black women seem to act like double agents. I think that's where they're going with this, right? They keep on going in front of the camera. They keep on saying they support the black community. They support the black men. But then behind the scenes, they kind of like throwing us under the bus, basically. Getting laws passed that harm us. You know, every time you turn around, either a man getting thrown in jail or he's in front of some judge in the courtroom over losing his children and his livelihood or whatever. Because women, you know, they'll throw a man in jail. I had a nephew who was married, man. Every time I turned around, he was getting thrown in jail over child support. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter that whatever the reason. It wasn't that he wasn't trying to pay, but circumstances happen. You know, your job might not pay you that day, or you might get sick, or whatever the situation is. No excuses. She still threw him in jail. She didn't care. So they act like double agents. And then this is another thing too. I saw in the video too that black women don't want to do 50-50 with black men. They want the black men to pay for everything. But then yet they marrying these white guys and they fitting all of the bills. You know what I'm saying? They fitting all of the bills. They support black people, but they love Biden to death. That they will take his opinion over theirs. So this is what I think they mean by face of rebellion, because the disrespect is real out there, man. You know, they don't seem to have any respect for black men. But some white dude that's very important, like a president or whatever, start saying stuff, and it seems like they might cater to them. They'll fall for it every time. Black man be damned. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I think he mean by that.
Is because of how it is that they've divested themselves against the community in order to mobilize for somebody that has not even gave us any real policy that would help you to understand how your life would be better. And so black men is saying, listen, we not necessarily jumping on this bandwagon, and at the very least, we need to evaluate both candidates. But the very minute that she threw her hat into the ring, y'all mobilized behind her. And now that's one of the reasons why y'all looked at as the face of rebellion. To rebel against something is to go against what it is that's best for you. To rebel against something is to go against the very men that protect you. I don't believe that black women in any capacity has ever taken accountability or responsibility for how it is that A, they've aligned with white women and feminism to ultimately break up the homes, and then B, I don't believe that they've apologized in their actions, because I can give a fuck about what you say. The best form of an apology.
What he's talking about is like when they having these slut walks or the pea hats thing, black women all up in there. When they talking about LGBT stuff, man, black women all up in there. But there's none of these groups ever did anything to help black men, except, you know, well, if you do a crime, we're going to pretty much let you out after the crime so you can do more crime and stuff like that. But nothing really to help black men, okay? They never back in that. They never do, you know, I've never seen a bunch of black women out there talking about let's help the black man. They just, they virtue signal, like if a black man gets shot or something, right? Something like that happens. They might go out there and start doing stuff, but then they want to be in front of the camera most of the time. I don't see any them being genuine about it. Not for real. Except the family. Other than that, I don't see these women. They just looking for some kind of come up most of the time. Not all the time, because I'm sure there's some sincere people out there. So I want to just put that out there. But most of the time, man, there's a lot of hustlers out there. There's a lot. And everybody knows a lot of hustlers out there too. Don't try to pretend, especially in the black community. But these women are like, they following behind on white women and everything. White women all of a sudden start getting a bunch of plastic surgery. They behind that. White women fighting for this particular thing. They behind that. White women want to march. They behind that. You know what I'm saying? They're always picking that side over the black man. Always. And I'm not talking about every woman. I'm talking about when it really matters, the majority, when it comes down to these things. And that's what he's basically saying. And look, if you're a woman out there, black woman out there, and you watch this, you can disagree with me. That's fine. But I'm telling you what black men see and what they feel about this. We don't feel the respect or the support y'all keep on saying that y'all keep giving us, because it doesn't show in your actions. And that's what Anton is saying, basically.
Technology has changed behavior. And so what I see is women celebrating children out of wedlock. What I see is women that the minute that Kamala Harris said that she was going to throw her hat in the ring, y'all start shaming each other when other women decided that they wanted to have a conversation with y'all and say, maybe we should evaluate other options, or is she really the best candidate? And y'all immediately attacked her as a whole, as a group, as a community. I don't see change behavior. I don't see accountability. I don't see with your actions that women are saying, you know what, it's our fault. They saying, fuck you. That's what I see. I see women saying, fuck you. In mass. I see black women coming after my black wife. That's what I see in mass. So if y'all gonna sit here and telling me, see, this is why we can't get nowhere. It's not that we not both on the same page, it's that we don't negotiate with terrorists no more. Black.
Let me say something. I want to say, I agree with what he's saying right now, because it's all about action. Your words mean nothing at this point. Now, what would fix this situation between black men and black women? Poverty. That's what's going to fix it. As long as women have the capability of making a lot of money and having what they want, be able to go on social media and have all these NBA players going to their DMs, they're going to colleges, making all this money and doing all these things and being able to travel and all this kind of stuff, they'll never have respect for black men, ever. And I'm talking about all women here, okay? But I just generally want to stick to black women at this point. But that also has something to do with all other races too. But see, the difference is like Hispanics or some whites, they don't disrespect their men like black women disrespect black men. It's almost like we're at the bottom of the barrel most of the time. And not unless we like some NBA player or something and stuff, right? But poverty is going to be the only thing to fix this. When we get so bad, when like inflation and recessions and all this stuff happens, and everybody in the dirt, in the poorhouse, that's when women are going to start saying, okay, men are, important. That's when they're going to want black men to rally around them then. When they lose everything and they get kicked out of their apartments and their houses, they lose their houses because of foreclosure, they lose their money, their bank accounts, all these other things, poverty. That's what a woman going to start valuing the black man. But as long as women get what they want and they can manipulate the laws in their favor and all these other situations, they will never, ever respect the black man. Now, am I saying all black women? No, of course not. But I'm just saying, man, it's not going to change as long as this happens. But we might be coming to a situation where a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money and a lot of place to live. And then all of a sudden they're going to start kind of respecting the black man then. Because back then, think about it for a second. Back then, during slavery times, during Jim Crow and all that kind of stuff. Black women didn't have all these things, so they really, really depended on their men. They did. And they respected the family, and they respected him because he went out there and worked his butt off to pay for her and the family. And the money didn't go to frivolous things. It went to their home, it went to their children, you know, taking to eat and everything else. And they were happy, and they went to church and all these other things. But like I said, man, these women, as long as they feel like they can get that power, they'll never respect black men, ever. Now, let's talk about passport bros for a second, okay? Passport bros, a lot of black women think that passport bros go overseas because they're better women. Notice I use the word better women over there, right? So they upset, they angry, but that's not the reason why they go over there. What they see is the women over there treat their men better. Now I'm talking about the countries that when women live conservatively and they want to be married, they want to be wives, and they see that they are treating their men better. So they like, a man gonna want that. So he see these women in this culture respecting their men. So they thinking logically, maybe I should go over there. Maybe they'll respect me too if I marry one of them. It's not because she's better than the black woman or look more attractive than the black woman. No, that's not it. It's respect. It's love. That's why they're going over there. Now, I ain't talking about the guys going over there just to have sex. I'm talking about the guys that want a wife, that want a companion. These women don't understand that. And as long as black women, because worldwide, people know that black women do not respect the black man. We look that low as the low can get. And it doesn't help a lot of black men out there doing all kind of crazy stuff. It doesn't help at all. It makes us look really, really bad. But black women also treat us that way too as well. No respect. So why any other race will want a black woman in most cases when they see how you treat the black man? Men want women that they know will respect them when they rich or when the bottom falls out, that they still will have support and respect for them. That's why our passport bros go overseas. Not because they think women over there are more attractive. You know what I'm saying? They want respect. And the way black women can show respect is starting being feminine and being respectful and letting the man lead. But they won't do it. They won't. They rather follow people like Sexy Red or what have you and do all kind of ratchet stuff. I mean, look at the Kamala Harris thing she did with Megan Thee Stallion, man. It was like, this is what they think of these women. Yeah, support us. Just twerk and get your vote. They have no respect because they know these women don't have no respect for their men. That's why they treat them that way. And then black women run around talking about why we get treated so badly. Why is everybody always talking about us? It's not because of the way you look. It's not because of the way you present yourself most of the time. It's because you have no respect for your men. That's why they treat you this way.
Men just got the ability to be able to communicate and say what they want us to say, and y'all wanted to try to shut us down, but we not being quiet and we not going nowhere. And what y'all not realizing is that the more that y'all rebel and buck up against us, more y'all fucked up. Y'all got the most debt. Yeah, you're the most educated, but you're the most enrolled. You're the ones that ask for student loan forgiveness the most. Y'all the most impregnated, but single baby mamas. Like y'all economically, socially. I'm not even talking about desirability. I love black women. I think that black women are the most beautiful things on the face of the earth. But just in every category of what success, earning. Don't fucking tell me that y'all making more money than ever before, but y'all still in last place. You can look at the census. We can look at your taxes. We can look at the treasury and tell that y'all fucked up. So all of this narrative, that don't mean nothing to us. I believe that because the difference between black women and black men is that we forced to take responsibility whether we want to or not. We don't have a choice. If we don't pay child support, we go to jail. If we fuck up, we go into prison and we get the longest sentences. And then we got to get out and fix that shit. And not only fix it, but we got to survive, and nobody gives a fuck about us. Either
men won't do anything unless they know they can get a good woman. Men go out and they conquer the world. They make money, they get rich in order to get the best woman that they can. Without the woman's support, men won't do it. Look in the Bible. God made Adam, and then when he made Eve from Adam, he said that she is his helper. The motivation for men is to have a good woman. I mean, of course, you want fun things, nice clothes, nice cars, mansions, all these other things, right? But what's the point of having all this if you can't have a good woman by your side? If you take all the women off the planet, man, you think guys would be trying to get mansions? They'd probably be on some desert island fishing or something. We do all this stuff for women. All these things. But the women have to be worth doing all these things for. And women seem to can't understand that we cannot do this without their support. If men in whatever race don't have the support of their women, men not only will fail, but they won't care. I did a video yesterday about men just giving up because they don't have 80% of these men aren't getting women. So they don't care about life now. They don't care about getting jobs. If they were getting good women, they'll be, I don't care what the circumstances is. I don't care if we're going through inflation or whatever the situation is. They will be out there busting their tail, digging ditches, what have you. They wouldn't be working at McDonald's and things of that sort. It's because they don't have support of good women. We can't survive without y'all, but y'all definitely can't survive without us. So that's the only thing I think that's going to fix it. Everybody got all these ways of fixing it, having all these discussions. But women, the bottom have to fall out from women. They're going to have to lose most of everything. Inflation and poverty going to have to soar through the freaking communities for black women to finally say, okay, we're going to let you have the range. That's the only way it's going to be fixed, in my opinion. But as long as black women are successful and doing all these things they want to do, they will never have respect for the black man. Am I talking about all women? No. I'm talking about the majority in the community. Like I said, man, it's a sad thing to say, and it's a reality that I had to come up with to make sense. Because I think every man think about this stuff. How do we fix these relationships we have with black women? How do we do it? And I came up with this, man, and I'm thinking that's the only way. When times get hard, that's when people come together. That's when they start to realize things, relationships and family is important. When times are, look at these women right now, they can't afford their apartments or can't get houses. What do? They move right back with their families. Now they're starting to realize the importance of their family. They probably didn't have all these respect for their mothers or their fathers or whatever. But when times get hard, that's when they start to realize what's important or who cares about them. That's when they realize the government don't give a crap. And they don't supposed to. People expect companies and government to care. They don't care. Not emotionally. You're going to fall between the cracks as far as they're concerned. They got bigger worries. I'm just saying, man, that's the only way I can see it, black people coming together. If inflation go crazy, everything fall out, we have a depression or something like that. That's the only way I can see it happening. Are there some women out there that do realize that men are important, that these black men are important in their lives? Yeah, they are. I'm not going to say all these women, I'm not going to say these women on this panel, all of them think that way. Because eventually, as time go on, when things get worse, and I feel like it will, then they're going to start thinking, you know what, maybe chasing after, famous guys is not the ticket for me. Maybe I should start lowering my standard just a little bit and start going after the guys that actually give a crap about me. But it's going to take a lot. Like I said, it's going to take the women to fall off they little podiums. stop calling themselves queens and all this other crazy, stupid stuff. It's going to take a lot. Black women are beautiful. They are one of the beautifulest people on the planet. But they lost their way. And black men cannot do it without you. Without your support, can't do it. And he don't feel no reason why he should. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I will leave the link at the bottom for you to watch this uninterrupted. Like I say, I like Anton Daniels. I love his show. It's very few. It's more cropping up, though. I'm not going to lie. Back in the day, it used to be chaos watching black people talk because there's always emotions and arguments and talking about race 24 hours a day. But now it's getting better. Anton definitely lead the charge with that. And there's also more podcasts with black people that they literally just talk about the, inflation, politics. They're watchable. Let me just put it that way. And I love that. Yeah. Now, once in a while, a lot of these, like I watched, what's her name? Renner and Pearl. That situation with them, they supposed to start some kind of new podcast or whatever it was. It just went off the rails real fast. I can't watch stuff like that, man, because it gets nowhere and helps nobody. I love it when they're able to have a discussion, whether they agree or not. But just to have that discussion is interesting and make me want to come back. All right. Thanks again for stopping by. This is T and Peace.